confiscation of contraband items. So, unsa man yung mga contraband items? Sigarilyo, mga tools na pwede mong gamiton para makadisgrasya sa lain, mga nude magazines, so mga Playboy magazines. So dili na siya pwedeng isulod, no? Kwarta nga sobra, dili pwede. Okay? Toothbrush, dili pwedeng dalon sa sulod sa silda. Ibili na dito sa custodial force. If the inmates bring in any drugs or medicine, so pasaning na sa tambal, maintenance. So iya gina i-turn over, i-surrender niya dito sa reception and diagnostic center para ang prison doctor na lang ang maghatag sa iya ha, kada oras, kung unsang oras sa iyang pag-inom sa iyang tambal. The medical officer on duty shall decide in his dispositions, narcotics and all other prohibited drugs or substance. The position of the use of which are punishable under our laws. All types of weapons, substance or chemicals that may cause injury to persons, an item or article in which an inmate is not allowed to possess under present rule shall be considered as contraband items and subject for confiscation. Issuance of uniform. The newly admitted inmates shall be given an issue of 2 regulation uniform suit, 2 t-shirts whenever practicable. They shall also be issued the following items: 1 blanket, 1 mat, 1 mosquito net, 1 set mist kit, and 1 pair of slippers. The inmates shall be held responsible and accountable for all the items issued to them. Personal effects of inmates. In addition, articles supplied by prison, the inmates may bring clothes and other items essential to his well, being provided the quantity, nature, and dimension thereof do not interfere with the safety and the living conditions of other inmates. The prison superintendent may allow the inmates to bring an electrical equipment like television, radio, cassette, video players, electric fans. Pero kining TV, dapat magkauyo ng mga priso nga isa lang ka-channel. Kaya kung balin-balin, may hinungdan silang away, no? Wearing of jewelry. An inmate may not wear jewelry items. They may, however, allow to an inexpensive watch. So, muna itong sulti na ito ganina, baratohon lang, no? Classification of inmates. Classification of inmates. In every prison institution shall have the classification board, which shall classify inmates in accordance with the Correctional Operating Manual. The board shall be composed of the following: Chairman. The chairman of the classification of inmates is the superintendent. Vice chairman, the chief reception and diagnostic center. Members, medical officer, chief education, chief agro-industry section. Secretary, the chief overseer. The inmates shall be classified as to security status and as to entitlement to prison privilege. General classification of prisoners. Sentenced prisoners. The word sentence has assumed a special meaning in our state use. To specially refer to judgment rendered by the court in a criminal case. A judgment or sentence is a final and executory if no appeal lies therefore. Detention prisoners. Take note, ang detention prisoners sa Bureau of Prisons, those are prisoners who are convicted by the lower court, but their case is on appeal. So meaning, nakonbikto na ni sila more than 3 years, nakulong sa Bureau of Prisons, pero gitawag sila detention prisoners tungod kaya ang ilang kaso ila pahang gi-apila. Meaning, ang detainee dito sa Bureau of Prisons, katong mga kaso nga gi-apila. O mauni sila katong mga piniriso nga pwede pang mubuto. Kaya o may siguro ang ilang kaso, basig mausab, no? Basig ma-acquitted sila. So muna, pwede sila muboto. Muna sila gitawag detainee. Katong mga nakonbikto pero ang kaso giapila. Okay? A prisoner is detained when he is placed confinement or when there is a restraint on this person. What are the 3 general classification of jail inmates? Sentenced prisoners. Persons who are convicted by final judgment of the crime charged against them but not more than 3 years. Detention prisoners. persons who are detained for the violation of law and ordinance and have not yet been convicted. And the last, persons held for investigation or safekeeping. Gipailan pala kaso pero wala pa nabasahan sa ilahang kaso. Classifications as to sentence. Municipal or jail prisoners. One who is sentenced to serve imprisonment from 1 day to 6 months. Keyword, municipal jail prisoners, offenders convicted of 1 day to 6 months. City jail prisoners, one who is sentenced to serve imprisonment from 1 day to 3 years. City jail, 1 day to 3 years. Provincial, 6 months and 1 day to 3 years. Municipal, 1 day to 6 months. City jail, 1 day to 3 years. Provincial, 6 months, 1 day to 3 years. National or insular prisoners, so mga siya katong 3 years and above or a long-term sentence. Classification of inmates as to security status. The inmates shall be assigned of the following security groups. Maximum security, these shall include highly dangerous or super security risk inmates as determined by the classification boards who are required as high degree of control and supervisions under this category. Those who may be sentenced 20 years imprisonment, remand inmates or detainees whose sentence is 20 years and above, and those whose sentence are under the review of the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeals. Those with pending cases, recidivists, habitual delinquents, and escapees. Those confined at the Reception and Diagnostic Center, those under the disciplinary punishment for safekeeping, and those who are criminally insane or those with severe personality or emotional disorders that make them dangerous to fellow inmates or other prison staff. Medium security risk. This shall include those who cannot be trusted in these secured areas, and those who conduct or behavior require minimum supervisions under this category. Ang color sa ilang sanina ani kay blue. Those whose minimum sentence less than 20 years of imprisonment. Take note, pag less than 20 years and below lang ilang sentensya, medium security risk na sila. Ha? Remand inmates or detainees whose sentence are below 20 years. Those who are 18 years of age and below, regardless of case and sentence. Those who have 2 or more record of escapes, they can be classified as medium security if they have served 8 years since they were committed. And those with 1 record of escape must serve 5 years. And first offender sentenced to life imprisonment, they may be classified as medium security if they have served 5 years in maximum security prisons or less upon the recommendation of the superintendent. Those who were detained in a city or a provincial jail shall not be entitled to said classification. Minimum security, ang color na silang prison suit is brown. These shall include those who can be reasonably trusted to serve their sentence under less restricted condition under this category. So nanay sila mga privilege of forelock ng mga minimum security. Those with a severe physical handicap are certified by the chief medical officers of the prisons. Those who are 65 years old and above without pending case and whose convictions are not on appeal. Those who have served at least 1/2 of their minimum sentence or 1/3 of their maximum sentence, including good conduct time allowance as provided in Chapter 4, Part 3 of the Correctional Operating Manual. And those who have 6 months more to serve before the expirations of their maximum sentence. The color of uniform as to security classification. The color of uniform of wearing shall be based on the security classification as to the following. Maximum security, tangerine or orange. Medium security, blue. Minimum security, brown. Detainee, gray.